Hello, friends. Welcome to Shared Reading. This week in Shared Reading, we've been reading the book Firefighters by Nancy Lieber. Well, today we're going to read another text about firefighters from a Scholastic News magazine called Firefighting Team. You have a copy of this magazine at your house too. It's in your distance learning box in the paperwork folder. So push pause on this video and find this magazine if you can. If you can't find it, that is a-okay. You can watch me read today. All right, push pause and find your magazine. Let's read this magazine together and think about how it's the same and different from our shared reading text this week. On the cover it says, Scholastic News, Firefighting Team. Firefighters don't do their jobs alone. They work together. How are these firefighters helping each other? And that question can be answered in the picture. In the picture, we see that the firefighters are working together to hold that fire hose. In this magazine, we're going to learn all about how firefighters work together as a team. Turn the page and let's look at the inside. The title on this page says, It Takes Teamwork. Next to that, it tells us that a team of firefighters is called a crew. The crew works together to get things done. As you read, think about 4 ways that firefighters work together. You can see all of the same things on your copy of this magazine. Let's start by checking out the red box. It's going to tell us how firefighters work together as a team. It takes teamwork to drive the truck. Some fire trucks are so big, they need 2 drivers. The crew rides on the truck. And remember, a crew is a group that works together. Let's take a look at the next box in orange. It takes teamwork to use the ladder. Firefighters hold it steady. Another firefighter climbs the ladder. So they work as a team. Some people hold the ladder and some people climb the ladder. Okay, let's take a look at the yellow box. Look at the picture. What are the firefighters doing together in this picture? And let's read to find out. It takes teamwork to fight the fire. Going into a burning building is scary, but the crew goes in together. Now we can compare this to our shared reading text this week, the Firefighters book, because it does show a crew working together. The firefighters get ready together, they go to the house together, they go into the burning house together. So that's a connection that I'm making. Let's take a look at the blue box. It takes teamwork to share a meal. The crew eats together at the station. Good work, firefighters. Now that's interesting. That's not something I expected to see here, but I do remember in our shared reading that they talked about the firefighters sleeping at the station. So it makes sense that they would have to eat a meal at the station together too. So at the top, it asked us to notice 4 ways that firefighters work together. And we just read about 4 ways here. Now we've got an infographic or a picture that tells us information. On the infographic, it says, what are the parts? This is what firefighters look like in their gear. Gear is all the stuff they put on. We learned about that gear in our Firefighters book. They wear a helmet, an oxygen tank, a breathing mask, and boots, and they carry an axe. That is their gear. We have finished reading the inside of our magazine. Now let's turn to the back page to do a little activity. And don't worry if you can't find yours. You can just watch and that's a-okay. At the top of this page it says, what's not safe? Read the fire safety rules, then answer the questions below. The fire safety rules are in the little red box. Let's read them together. Number 1, don't leave candles burning or the stove on if you leave a room. Number 2, make sure that nothing is blocking the stairs. And number 3, make sure smoke alarms are working. Now that we know those fire safety rules, we can answer the questions on the bottom. Number 1 says, which 3 things are not safe in the living room? On your page, you'll circle what you notice, but here we're going to click on it. What is not safe in the living room? Block stairs, smoke alarm, and a candle burning. Number 2 says, what is not safe in the kitchen? Here we'll click on it, but in your magazine, you'll put an X over it. What is not safe in the kitchen? I see they left the stove on. And number 3 says, what would make the living room safer? Hint, you can choose more than one. So down here, there are 4 choices, and we're going to decide what would make this living room safer. Number 1 says, fixing the smoke alarm. The next one says, cleaning the bookshelf. Then it says, lighting a match. And finally, blow out the candles. Fixing the smoke alarm would make that room safer, and blowing out the candle. All right, so we have finished our magazine, and we compared how our Scholastic News magazine was the same and a little different from our shared reading this week. I hope you enjoy your Scholastic News magazine. I had a really fun time doing shared reading with you this week. All right, take care, readers. Goodbye.